everyone, glad you could be here. MineKurtMininer's here today. For this video, we are going to be doing art. I have these little bad boys in my pocket right here. Got a little bit of table here, a little bit of a bed table here as my stand, and I got some paint as my helper. And I got some water here for some extra painting stuff. And the paints you're gonna need for this video, some watercolors or any other color you would want, any type of colored paint you need. Today I'm gonna be showing you how to make some happy trees, just like how Bob Ross did it. And we're going to do it in a landscape form. It's important that you have it as a landscape so that you can actually get a piece of land and in your painting. And a good way to start this landscape is to first choose which picture of the land you want. I chose to do Bear Lake for my school project, so that's what I'm going to do. And it's important that you use the right type of paintbrush. While Art Instinct would use this one, I recommend you use this type of paintbrush so that you could actually be able to get some good distance right there. And it's also a good idea for this type of paintbrush, well, at least for when you're trying to make water, because this could actually hide the blue paint you're gonna use. It's important that you try and do that. But you're also going to need to try and make land in this landscape. So first part, you're going to need to dip your paint in a paintbrush. Try and get some less water in there. And try and take enough water out so that you could be able to do this. And now, for the first part, you're going to need to make a really good ocean. And I could show you a few more tricks. That's right. In this other part of the video, I'm going to show you how to make some good tricks. First, you're going to need to make a really good ocean. And it's okay if you mess it up. You can always try again. And as you see, I am dipping enough watercolor on my paintbrush so that I am able to get some more themed water in it. You might need to do this a few more times so that you can be able to get it right. And as you see there is some less color coming out. So dip your paintbrush in the watercolor again, and go back to the paintbrush. Yes. And this also is able, and this And this type of color is able to help you. This type of technique is called the shadow and the light and dark principle, or called the shading principle. This is a good way to show off some light. This is a good way to show some light in. Showing some light on it. And it's important that you do this so that you could be able to be really, really careful with this. And as you see, I can make enough water in this so that you could be able to have enough color in this and be able to do this. You might need to do this a few more times. Alright, so here is what we get for an ocean or a lake. This blue thing here is this blue strip here is the ocean. Right, it's a little bit right here, but that's okay because you can always have time to dry it off. That would be important, to dry it off. That's a rule. That's a rule of safety. Art safety. There's an art safety message. If you're trying to make sure you do not try to make sure not to make any problem with this. And now you're gonna need to make the trunk. Yeah, because Bear Lake is famously known for its trees. Well, technically it's famous for its bears and its lake known as Bear Lake, but the trees are properly more iconic in Bear Lake. So, first things first, you're gonna need to find another paintbrush for this process. You're gonna need to use a small paintbrush this time. And since the landscape I saw has a little bit less brown in it, a bit more black, we're gonna need to use some black watercolor. Right here. Just get enough black watercolor for here and try and make some perfect tree chunks. And you need to make sure that they're separated. That some are separated, some are not. Well, some are separated, some are more closer together. So you're gonna need to use your paintbrush, and more important, and gently make good thin tree chunks. I make some really good thin tree chunks. The second tree chunk is starting to wear. The second tree with black paint is starting to wear off. So get into your black paint again, and gently do this. And when the water starts running out, you can always get back to your water cup. Get a bit more paint in your paintbrush, and simply do that. And you might need to make a few edits on the. You might need to add a bit more paint on the ocean, on the water. so that it actually looks a bit farther away. Wait, and I'd say you'd have to put a line right there, or line your, mostly right here. You'd have to put your land right there. More on that. I'll tell you about that later. Right there. And here's where you put your tree trunk away. So you put your trunk away. This is where you have the trunks away from each other. And you also need to make sure it's a bit more thicker. And possibly do that right here too. Just need to make sure you have them perfect. And now, more importantly, you need to make sure that some trees are a bit more taller. Make sure that some trees are actually a bit more taller, because some trees are actually known to be tall. Alright. And remember, this is your world. You can be able to imagine it however you like. And you go back again to the smaller trees. And once you get that, you'll have a perfect forest. Put some more paint on there. Here. Put some more black right there. And now it's time for me to show you how to make some gigantic trees. Gigantic tree trunks. And basically taller than any other tree anywhere. I mostly see these trees when I go camping. Basically, painting this will give me inspiration to show you what I saw in Bear Lake. Hopefully it will make you feel the same way. And right here is the giant tree trunk. Okay. And you might need to do this one more time, so that you could be able to get the two tree trunks from the landscape I saw. And so here you go, some extra tree trunks. Now this one here is unable to see, but that's okay, because if you can make sure you can just add a bit more black, so that you're able to show some more thickness. Yes. And possibly might need to put in some more water. And you have it right.
Set. Go.
Basically, this is how so this is what the tree chunks look like right now. This is basically what the tree trunks look like right now. And now you need to make sure you dip your paintbrush in more water. Make sure that there is no more black in there. You simply have to twist and you just seen this. I think it's good. Now with this type of paintbrush, you need to put this in at the top. That it stays nice, crisp, and clean. Although you might need to do it on this side. Now it's fully secured. Now it's time for me to show you how to make the tree trunks. Get a green paintbrush, possibly this one, but I would recommend this one because it actually can help you do this. But you're gonna need to make sure that it stays still. So for right now, you need this paintbrush. Okay, now get your green paintbrush, some green watercolor, and here's a cool neat trick that I'm going to show you. Right here, you do this. You put in some less watercolor paint, less water, get more color, and you will have might have less water, but it might work. So now we're going to be working on making the leaves, the tree part of the tree. We're making the tree part of the tree trunks. Because if we don't, it will just be lines. Now this problem might be a bit tricky, but just take your time, be really slow. Well, it's not like the world's gonna end. And just go really slow.
That feels so weird. That's weird.
Basically, this is what tree number 1 looks like. But it might end up a little bit darker, so put in some extra paint on that. Basically, these are 2 small trees. Time to go a little bit more better. Basically, just take your time. This one would be a bit more darker. Basically, this is what a tree would normally look like. Right here, this is a normal tree, like a normal tree. Now, next part is adding some more green. At first, you're gonna need to make sure that you get the rest of the trees ready. Ready? You have a small tree, big tree. Some are closer together, some are farther apart. Shown by these lines. Those lines are the trunks. Now you're gonna need to get some extra water. And now for furthermore question. Okay. And with this process, you are going to need to hold your porch landscape paper and simply just do this. And get some more paint and do this process again and again so you get it. And it might end up with a little bit more Alright, so here's the third tree. Doesn't really look like a tree, it mostly looks like weird shapes. That's because some trees are in different shapes. Oops, in fact. Just get some more green there. Now from this part, you are going to need to get this part. This next one. It's going to be really important that you have enough paint for this. And there's a safety tip, just damp your paper in this. Just damp some yellow paint on your, damp some green paint on your package. But don't get it near any of the paint, or else you would mess it up. So, you're gonna need some more green for this. So there it is. It is an extra tree. Now this part is going to be really tricky, because for these two, they're actually a little bit closer together, but that's okay, because it actually makes it like there's one tree combined. But just know that there are these two lines and join together. That way there'd be two trees. So, anyways, we are trying to make sure that you get the specific trees like that. And so, basically, you need to make sure that basically, there you go. Oh, once I have that done, this is what you get. Two trees connected together. Right here. Two trees like that. And now, you see, here's how it looks like Now here's how you make it into 2 trees. There's a little white line right there. And there's like this tree right here is a bit more darker. This here is a bit more lighter. It's all in the shading. Shading is important. Shading is really important. Now, get your water again, and no water this time. You're gonna need to save as much water as you can so that you can be able to get that's painted there. Besides, enough water in the green already for you to make the bigger line. A bit brighter this time. And remember, you need to do this. There we go. The big tree is complete. Well, one thing to let you guys know, it looks like 1/2 of a tree trunk. That's because there's some trees that look like that. And basically, this is gonna be like the only thing left. And now that we've taken care of that, time to go back to the ocean. So get your blue paintbrush ready. Just simply damp your paintbrush and this. Almost forgot. You're gonna need to get the paint again. You need watercolor again. Damp your paintbrush really well. Make sure it's not too much, or else you are going to get weird stuff. Now, make sure that you get a bit more paint right here. Make sure you do it simply damping it like this. And get a bit more paint. Possibly need to get more water. Okay, so there is not enough watercolor, so do this. Now remember, this is going to be right here. Here. It could be measured right here. Yeah. Now just simply do this. And just do this. Although it is going to be a little bit darker. There's another trick. Put your water in here again and do this. Although you can't see it. It is going to be simple. Yes. And now, with that in mind, let us return to the green paint. there. Maybe a little bit maybe a bit dark because
Nelly,
What?
will you please do some
so
kind
now
of
here we go.
school computer assignment?
We make sure we do
But I
something
only
in.
need 10 minutes.
What?
But I only need
Now
10
that
minutes.
we've
Yes,
done
can
it,
you do 10 more? You got
we
to say you're using
get
that. Can
the.
you do a little bit of it?
Now that you've done that, here is what it should look, what it might look like. Now, the important part, now the most best part about a landscape is to have the sky and other parts in the background. So that's why we're going to be showing you how to be making the mountains. So, you're gonna need to get your blue paintbrush again. Just damp it in a little bit more and just simply get some blue paint in there. Yes. Yes, sometimes through your eyes sometimes the human eyes see the mountains a bit more blue. A darker blue. That's why first we're going to be doing this is a dark blue. And as you can see, it almost starts to be a bit related to the ocean. That's because we didn't take care of putting in the black paint yet. Don't worry, we will. So really soon. And so you're gonna need some more blue right here. Just some blue will get into some other colors through this process, but that's okay because we can blend it in really well. Just putting some more blue in here. Yeah. The first color we're going to start with the mountains with is blue before we get to other colors. It's like black and brown. Well, only black. We get brown. And brown is only for other parts.